Let's do a little Trump and a little Evo.
Okay. I'll pull this
start
up.
with start with Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, of course, not good. Had a very bad rally. Very low attendance. He still went out and riffed. And we got here are some of his riffs.
So what happens is I start the journey inch by inch, right? And I was really bent over, too. I didn't like that. I didn't like this picture. This picture, I'm sure, will be an ad by the fakers. So I was bent over, right? And I'm going like this. And then we finally reached almost the end. And the fake news, the most dishonest human beings, they cut it off. You know why? Because when I was 10 feet short, I said, General, I'm sorry, and I ran down the rest, right? I looked very handsome. That was the only good thing. I wouldn't want to run down the whole thing because the fall there would be definitely bad. So I took these little steps. I ran down the last 10. And by the way, their tape, take a look. In almost every instance, it ends just before I run. And they said, here was the #1 trending story. I called my wife. I said, how good was that speech? I thought it was hey, look, I will tell you when I make good ones and bad ones. Like so far tonight, I'm average.
Is there video evidence?
Is there any video evidence of the sprint?
I mean, that's what a thing to brag about, too. Honestly, that's like what little kids do sometimes. Like at the end of the stairs, they hop the last 4. I don't know. I didn't see much of the rally other than that, and I also saw him drinking the water.
Do we have the water?
I can find it in a second.
I'll just say this, though. He's losing his instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I really do think, like, in 2016, when we look back at it, and of course there was, the viciousness, the racism, the xenophobia, the demagoguery, but he really was cooking with broad anti-establishment talking points. I mean, he was bullshitting. And as I always say, I mean, I think part of the reason he can't bullshit in the same way is because he wasn't coming out of, he spent the last several years giving rich people money, trying to gut healthcare. He's a Republican, he's a plutocrat, but so he doesn't have, but at the same time, I mean, he's a fucking liar. So even though he's done all of that, he could still be lying about wanting to give people health care and lying about the corporate elites. But he's kind of just, some of it's funny. Like, that was a good riff, but he's just sort of like it. He weaved his narcissism and his demagoguery with the populism last time. Now it's all just demagoguery and narcissism. And even stuff like, it doesn't even register. I think the fact that what do you say? People should get a year in prison for burning a flag. Like, yeah, I think just a complete naked attack on the First Amendment should probably warrant a little bit more attention. But at any rate, I think his instincts are off, and I think that was a good riff, but I thought it was a pretty sad and pathetic rally. Look, I think he's not going to get reelected.
No, that's why. He's begging Joe Biden for more debates, which is a total loser move because debates are for nerds. And right. He's completely panicked. The thing is like he accused Obama of treason. Like he's like, the reporter's like, well, what would you call it? He's like, how about treason? And it doesn't really even move the needle anymore. He's been doing this for too long that like nobody's surprised. He's got no more like, I don't know. It's gonna take something beyond his efforts to make him be president again.
Right.
I mean, I go back and forth on this. I mean, I don't think it's particularly novel to say, but if this virus basically stops him being able to hold these mega rallies, then he's toast. I absolutely agree. And I mean, it looks like that's going to be the case. I will say, like, just I'll put this on real quick. When I saw this, I will say it was Saturday night, and maybe it's because I had a couple of beers, but I was pretty convinced that Donald Trump was going to be president again. Just because it's so, he gets a standing ovation.
His hands still look small.
His hands still look small, but also I gotta say, like, compared to the Rubio move, I mean, that's funny, but I can only think of the Rubio move when he does that.
Yeah.
Find the Rubio. That's the Rubio thing is one of the funniest things that ever happened. What?
Oh, when Trump made fun of him for drinking water.
Yes, Trump impersonating Rubio drinking water.
The apogee.
Trump not having like the Republicans to run against too, like he did originally.
Or Hillary Clinton.
And Hillary. That's a very good point. That 1-2 punch of like being able to beat up on Republicans, which was honestly one of the greatest political seasons I've ever gone through.
It's fucking beautiful.
Then just going against Hillary, who had in like 20 years of just like right-wing propaganda infrastructure built up against her. Like, he doesn't have that now.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. And I mean, and it's funny because, like, I think I was always pretty clear that Biden, again, this isn't is versus ought statements. Biden was probably a pretty strong candidate. I still think, of course, I think Bernie would be a stronger one, and it's a fucking world historic tragedy he isn't the nominee. But there is like a weird, I mean, Bernie, it would have rolled off on him because Bernie just has like a singularity of purpose. Like, I don't have time for your bullshit. I'm getting people's healthcare. But Biden sort of has the same, like, Biden's just like, I'm too fucking senile to even notice what you said. Like, whatever. Like, Biden's got his own, like, Biden's like, dude, I haven't even left my basement. I'm leading you by double digits. Like,
yeah,
you're like, you're trying to pull up on me. Like, we don't even do like streams properly, and I'm kicking your ass.
Yeah,
like, whatever. Yeah, all right. This is vintage.
Get this Rubio.
Yes, please.
Marco on to refute President Obama's speech. Do you remember that catastrophe? And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television. This total joke artist.
This is totally cool.
It's Rubio.
No, that's a different character. I hear you.
That's just, I mean, come on. Like, I can drink a glass of water and prove that I wasn't having a stroke. Okay. That was like genuine. I mean, that was just like some of the funniest stuff happening. Like, that was genuinely hysterical.
Well, because at that time, I was fairly confident that Hillary would probably beat Bernie, but at least like they'd beat the Republican because Trump is crushing all the Republicans. Although, you know, I do remember when we played that Keith Ellison thing. Also, I don't know, like there were signs. Like I remember having those conversations. Like, are we like in Weimar Germany before Hitler and laughing at this? But I don't know.
You just watched a Michael Brooks show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.